All right, everyone. We will go ahead and get started. I will just give a brief introduction. This is our second session in the Summer Opportunities for High School Students Summit this week. We heard from Dave Walker from Walker Test Prep earlier today. If you missed that, there will be a recording made available. We'll send that out shortly. And let's just talk about the other events that are coming up. Obviously, tonight we are here to learn about mentorship and publishable research opportunities. So we're going to hear about that in just a moment. Tomorrow at noon Eastern, we're going to hear about the college admissions process and how to make that stress-free with Dr. Sapna Segal. And then, the 16th, we're going to hear from Mike Bergen of Chariot Learning to talk about how to choose between the SAT and the ACT. Later that evening, we will hear from Cecilia Fay of Ladder Internships about an 8-week remote internship program that they offer. And then finally, we'll wrap up on Thursday at 4 p.m. We'll hear from Dr. Pateruno from Crimson Coaching about college admissions essays. And then I'll close us out that evening talking about leveraging the time off from school to apply for scholarships. So with that, let me stop sharing my screen and let me turn it over to our guest panelist. And I think you can share your screen. There we go. Oh, just one other bit of housekeeping here. If you would drop your questions into the Q&A, I believe we'll have time for Q&A at the end. And then if I happen to see something that I think is pertinent as we go through the presentation, I may chime in on the viewer's behalf. But with that, let me turn it over to our guest and just ask you to unmute yourself and you'll be ready to go.
Okay, perfect. Super nice to be here and excited to sort of be sharing more about the research opportunity we have here at RISE. A bit more about myself. My name is Shreyans. I'm a co-founder here at RISE, based in Mumbai in India. We've been helping students for the past 3 years to help them build and create independent research papers that we help them get published in the leading journals globally. In terms of my personal background, I went to Columbia Business School for my MBA. That's where I interacted with a bunch of students, professors, and researchers who were involved in helping and creating the next generation of researchers here in high school. In terms of statistics that we have at RISE, what we've noticed over the past 3 years, over multiple admission cycles, is that students who pursue research were 3x more likely to get into the top 20 colleges in the world as compared to students who sort of did not pursue this activity in their high school time. Over the years post-COVID, what we've also noticed is the number of high school kids doing research and getting into the Ivy Leagues has become slightly highly correlated. So it's become more of an academic requirement for students to show their academic inclination, their depth of interest in particular fields, and also to stand out in the general application process. Over the past 3 years, we've had over 150 successful publications in some of the leading journals recognized globally. So, be it the Springer Nature, IEEE, the Global Scientific Journal, or the International Journal for Multidisciplinary Research, we've had our RISE scholars be successful across all of these platforms and journals. So the most important question when you sort of think about research or think about what are the benefits or why should I pursue this activity so early on in my high school? This is what we believe are the obvious reasons or some of the most important ones which parents and students consider when they pick up research as a summer opportunity. So the first is just to understand what kind of topic they're truly passionate about, be it gender studies, artificial intelligence, robotics, or any other STEM career, or even in humanities, that they truly want to learn more about, have a more profound understanding. That's when they sort of pick up research. So it's initially to just gain an expertise on a particular topic and to establish yourself as a thought leader. This is something universities highly value when they look out in your applications. Are you very well read on a particular topic? And have you gone the extra mile to sort of make sure that your understanding, your knowledge base is different or is superior to those of others applying for the similar role or the similar sort of spot in the application process. Second, it's just to make an impact in the world. So every small sort of discovery, every initiative starts off with the first level of research. Students often explore passion projects, often explore different opportunities. The basis for all of these is the kind of research they do. So going forward, I'll be sharing some student examples as well and highlight how research formed the first level of their entire journey in terms of passion projects. This also makes a lot of sense as initially students are a bit clueless as to what kind of projects, what kind of, I would say, career paths they want to focus on. So that's something which they can explore early on through research as well. So this helps not just with like an academic impact, but also to make sure that you make the right choices in terms of majors, in terms of career paths, and so on. And lastly, which is the most obvious reason, is a standout factor for your admissions. So that's something which students also think about. How do you highlight and showcase your academic potential through your resume? Typically, here is where research plays a very important role for you to make that differentiator stand out. Over the years, we've just gathered a few statistics from the leading universities to try to understand if we can quantitatively prove why research gives you the edge in admissions, as all of the research companies often sort of advertise about. So, here's what the admissions committees have said in official speeches and through their yearly transcripts. What we understand is the leading universities such as Caltech, Stanford, UPenn, Harvard, and a bunch of other universities in Europe like Oxford, Cambridge, UCL, Imperial have often reiterated that original research often differentiates candidates and gives them an edge in the applications as it directly correlates to the academic potential students show. What also is important to understand is not just that the research aspect shows a sign of intellectual curiosity or a sign of academic rigor. What it also shows is the drive and curiosity of each student, which is to go beyond their academic requirements or academic curriculum and do something of a strong, meaningful nature that they're truly passionate about. So, what we're trying to sort of understand from universities is that they want authenticity in their students, they want originality of work, they want curiosity and drive, and they want these to be highlighted to different aspects of the student's profile beyond their academic curriculum. Here's where we see research stand out as an important differentiator to highlight these specific qualities among students' profiles, which gives them a sort of nuanced perspective on their application and gives the universities a better chance to see who you are as a person based on the kind of work, based on the authenticity of your work that you have done through research. Moving forward to an important aspect which most students somewhat let go of or forget while doing research, it's the idea of publications. So here's how we think about publications. Publications is just building credibility for your research endeavors. A lot of students that write research articles, write blogs on topics they're passionate about, but don't have proof to sort of back up their work when they want to show highlighted on their CVs, they don't have any credibility to show that it has been validated by an authority in the field. Here's where we think publications make all of the difference. So at Rise, we ensure that every student's work is published in a leading journal so that they get the certification and credibility that is required when they submit their work to leading universities. So, firstly, publications is that sort of check mark that you get. It's a sign of trust, it's a sign of credibility that basically validates your work, not just in the academic community, but also when you're sharing it with other professors, other sort of researchers in the community, and talking about your research. Often people will ask you, where has it been published? So, this is a very common question which high schoolers often struggle with because they don't have enough avenues or the right guidance and mentorship to help them break into these publication barriers. So, publication more certainty helps you with, as I said earlier, validates your academic rigor. So it's basically a sign of credibility that showcases that you are potentially able to publish in the top ranked journals. Uh, what we've also sort of noticed over the past few years is that our students who have had publications are 3x more likely to get into their dream colleges, be it the Ivies, Oxbridge, or the other top 20 colleges globally. So, publications is another very highly acclaimed factor on your CV. Very few people, I would say 1 in 10 students that do research actually publishes their work. So, it's a very rare quality to have in the first place as a high schooler, but at the same time, it is these rare qualities that helps you stand out and differentiate yourself in the applications. And lastly, often students want the recognition and opportunities that comes with publications. So once you publish your work, there are often a bunch of other longer research intensive programs, competitions, conferences, avenues open to present your work. So here's where you get an option to sort of present your original research in front of a PhD community, in front of a PhD panel, and defend your work in a conference setup. So that's super important. So the first step would be to do a publication and then follow that up with further research conferences, with further research intensive programs, either through mentorship directly under professors doing research in a field of your interest, or applying to other competitions and awards that are open to students globally. Having spoken about publications and competitions previously, years where some of our students have applied and won awards at. So there are a bunch of competitions specifically for research based on different disciplines, based on different countries. There are a bunch of sort of awards, competitions, conferences that we encourage all of our students to participate in and sort of gain exposure from. So once they complete their research papers, complete their research work, they're able to sort of present their papers in these conferences, in these highly acclaimed journals, where they gain validation, where they interact with the top renowned professors globally and get more understanding in terms of how they can improve their work, what kind of skills are required to excel in their particular fields. So recently, we had one of our students win the third prize at the MIT Think Scholar competition, which focuses a lot on STEM for undergraduates across the world. We had another student win a silver medal in the Explora Vision, so it's another STEM-based competition. And in the humanities sector, we had a student who had posted their research at the Junior Science and Humanities Symposium, and they won the second place as a joint place with another team. So we had a bunch of students win in all of these leading competitions, presenting their different work across STEM and humanities. And that's something we take a lot of pride in, is that we're able to consistently help students win awards at leading competitions, which adds a lot of credibility to their application and just gives them a very good standing in the research community for high schoolers. A couple of journals that we typically publish students' work in. So for STEM, it's the Global Scientific Journal. This is a top ranked journal based on impact scores, and it's a highly recognized journal across all the top universities in the world. For humanities and social sciences and the arts, we typically publish students' work in the International Journal for Multidisciplinary Research. Again, this is a widely indexed, peer-reviewed, open access journal which has a very strong filtering criteria with an acceptance rate of less than 15%. So again, highly acclaimed and something that our students are super proud of and highlight in all of their applications when they get a chance to publish here. Having spoken about our competition wins in previous slide, what I would like to highlight now are some of the common projects that students have done with us through research and where has that been highlighted through their application, what are the next steps for them, and so on. So in terms of business, we had a student recently compare the pharmaceutical industry across different geographies. What he sort of realized was to understand and use a bit of his knowledge in chemistry with business and understand the nuanced perspectives of the manufacturing processes that differ across different geographies. Here, this analysis was presented at a business conference in the Southeast Asian panel, where he secured the first prize. He was trying to compare India with China in terms of manufacturing processes, and he got a nuanced perspective and understanding of how these differences play out due to geopolitics, due to climate changes, and so on. He was able to confidently present his research to a bunch of PhD scholars and got great credit and sort of positive words for his research based on the extents of his coverage. In terms of STEM, we had another student that worked primarily with battery management systems. So first, she created a very basic understanding of how these systems can be optimized. And then through AI, she tried to sort of increase the efficiency of these systems. What she gained from this paper was not just a publication, but she gained a nuanced understanding of how to build her first prototype for this AI-based optimization battery system. So what she used her research was not just for an academic sort of inclination or just a unique original thought on a piece of paper. She actually created a prototype of a fully functional battery optimized aircraft system. So this is something which stood out in her competitions as well. She was able to present a prototype based on her initial research and based on the extents of her understanding in this field. Something which is also super interesting that we recently had one of our students explore in economics and public policy was the concept of paying taxes in countries that are developing in Asia and Africa. So typically countries that are developing and have a very sort of rightist government, they typically tend to have higher taxes on female hygiene products, which is something the student realized through her own research. Inspired by her understanding and learnings, she then started her own campaign to sort of create more awareness about menstrual cycles, to distribute free sanitary pads, and so on. Another of our students had a paper based on financial math and statistics. He was analyzing the Bitcoin price using a multi-factor regression model. So that's something which students also focus very specifically on topics that they're truly passionate about and try to better understand the new age currencies in today's world. Having mentors across all fields is just something that we are super proud of, and we're able to cater to all disciplines for research, be it humanities, STEM, social sciences, or just about a mix of any subjects. So we have mentors across all disciplines, across all sort of universities, be it the Ivies in the US, be it MIT, Stanford, Caltech, be it the Oxford, Cambridge, UCL, Imperial, LSE of the UK. We have mentors across all disciplines, across all universities that are sort of very helpful, very interested to work with high school students on topics that they're truly passionate about. We believe the mentorship these mentors bring is something which is unique, which is super helpful, super sort of attuned and super customized to the students' needs and able to create the best outcomes with the right kind of guidance. In terms of research, we typically have two offerings for our students. So one is the standard package and one is the premium package. So students looking to publish their work typically opt for the premium package for research. All of the programs last for 8 to 10 weeks. So that's roughly 2 month duration. In those 2 months, talking a bit more about the premium package, each student is mapped to a research mentor from a global university, which was shown in the previous slide, and they are also mapped to a writing coach who helps them write the research paper. So each student effectively has two mentors, a research mentor and a writing coach. A research mentor is someone who provides you the higher level guidance and blueprint for research. They sort of have sessions with you once every week. And then within the week, you work individually with a writing coach who meets you 1 to 2 times per week, depending on your requirement, and helps you write the paper, navigate different difficulties, challenges, and helps you build the paper from scratch. So what we have seen is this model of research mentor and writing coach has worked very well for all of our students, where they're able to get their doubts addressed almost instantly without any lag times and to create more standout, impactful papers. What's also important to note here is that we guarantee publication for all of our students in the premium program. So we ensure that once we take you on, we'll make sure that you get a publication in a leading journal. In case you have any sort of waitlist rejections or feedback or changes from the journal, we'll keep on iterating with you until we guarantee that publication and secure it for you. So we have a bunch of different deadlines for all of our students that start out with research. All of our students that do research do it in batches we call cohorts. All of the programs are one-to-one with flexible timings based on your availability and based on your schedules. However, we make cohorts so that at the end of each cohort, we have a small research symposium where all of our students come together and present their work in front of a PhD panel and defend their work, take questions, and sort of build a critical thinking based on their research. So that's something we have going on at the moment. We're currently in our spring batch and we're having a spring symposium really soon. We start our summer one batch on the 1st of May and then summer two around mid-June. So in case anyone is interested for research, it'd be good to sort of get connected. We have a short application process followed by an interview round as well. So a couple of things that would be helpful to complete and get your place secured. We work with 30 students per batch, and we intentionally keep that batch small so we're able to sort of make sure that the outcomes for all of the students are tangible. So in case anyone is interested to do research, you could sort of check out the timeline, check out our website, and happy to stay connected thereon. I would sort of pause the presentation here and take any questions from the audience, if any.
All right. If anyone has questions, please drop them into the Q&A. I have a few myself. Can you tell us kind of what age range or grade in school the RISE program is for? I know it's high school, but would say a high school freshman be too young to consider this?
Yeah, thank you for that question. So we typically start with high school freshmen is the earliest we sort of start with. So grade 8 to grade 12, typically students work with us. I would say the higher number would be grade 10 to grade 12. But if a lot of students are very passionate about going the extra mile early on in high school, and it's a good way for them to explore what kind of subjects they want to pick on as their sort of specific subjects going forward in high school as well. So I think grade 8 onwards, freshman in high school is the perfect way to start.
Fantastic. You talked a lot about the Ivies and Oxbridge and some of the more elite schools. Do any of your participants go on to, um, other good colleges, but maybe not that quite elite level?
Yes, definitely. So we have students going across all of the colleges globally. So not just the Ivies, the top 100, the top 200 colleges is somewhere students sort of apply and get into also. So research gives you an edge no matter which college you apply. The example is limited to the Ivies just for ease of sort of conversation, to make it more relatable to parents and students. However, research is an added advantage to your application. It helps you build a lot of critical thinking, helps you build intellectual curiosity that can be showcased in the right manner to the admissions committee. So that's something we strongly believe in, that it's not limited to the top 10, 20 colleges. It's moreover for students going to any college. It helps you build the right skill sets. And that's something we truly believe in, that we want to help high school students build the right acumen before they enter into the college world.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that I hear from all of the college admissions experts I work with, and I can say on my expertise or with scholarships, the more unique and differentiated a student can be, the more success they're going to have, whether it's college admissions, earning scholarships, earning merit aid. So that's why I wanted to have Rise join us for this summit. Such a unique opportunity. I mean, I couldn't have even imagined being published as a high school student. So I know that that would be really would set your students apart. I do see a couple questions coming in. How do you guide students to figure out what they would like to research?
That's actually a very good question. So, a bunch of our students are, I would say, clueless when they sort of join the program. They have sort of broad interests. So, either they're interested in, let's say, chemistry or biology or economics or political sciences, but don't know what exactly to explore. So, we have the first couple of weeks of the program to brainstorm and ideate with their mentors to come up with specific topics that truly sort of move them, that truly sort of reflect and mirror their personality and character. So that's something we sort of start off the program with a bunch of pre-reading, with a bunch of interactions with the right mentors, and come up with topics that they can then explore. So at present, most students in high school, as I was, I wouldn't know what kind of research I could do based on my knowledge base, based on my understanding of different subjects. So that's where, right, I think the right mentorship plays all of the difference. If you have someone guiding you step by step and hand holding you through the process, you're able to understand and ideate better in terms of what kind of topics you can explore. So no, there's no stress about specific topics or even what kind of research you want to do. All of those things get handled with the right sort of support from our team. So once you decide you want to start your journey, from there on, everything, all steps of the way, we try to handhold you through it and make sure that we have the best outcomes for your particular journey.
Awesome. Talking about some of the different disciplines. So you mentioned that you have lots of students who are going into STEM, humanities. I saw business. Are there any other areas of focus that you'd want to mention? Is there any opportunity for, say, arts?
Definitely. So we have students currently doing arts, geography, law, linguistics. So any subject, any discipline that you could probably think of, we would have one case study that has been done before. So we are subject agnostic, as we would like to say. We cover all disciplines through our mentor base. And as yet, we haven't found a case where we aren't able to help a particular student. So we're open to all disciplines, super excited to work with students on all of their journeys.
Fantastic. Um, well, we'll wait just another moment if anyone has any other questions. But what would next steps be for anybody who's watching that would like to learn more about, having their student work with RISE and particularly for the summer cohorts?
Next steps would be to reach out to us through our website. So I'll just drop the website link in the chat box as well. And maybe after the webinar, we could share with the participants if anyone is interested to sort of join in. So if all of y'all could just drop into the website, check out the students, the work we've done, just drop in a text through the contact form and reach out to us directly, and we can discuss next steps from there as well.
Fantastic. Well, I don't see any additional questions. I think we will wrap it up with that. Everybody, thank you so much for attending this evening. We will send out a recording to all registrants sometime tomorrow. And don't forget tomorrow at noon Eastern. Oh, chat is disabled. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. Looks like it's live. Either way, everybody will get that link when I send out the recording, so we'll be good to go on that. Tomorrow at noon Eastern, it will be stress-free college admissions. So join us live if you can. And thanks everybody for your time this evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.